Hey Zeus, it's 10:31. What's up, brother? What's up is you got your mute button on is what's up. I'm excited because I have a new microphone. I'm wondering if it makes a difference.
It does.
It does. Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Cool. Now I feel like I'll like a radio host or something. Good morning and welcome to Open Source Learning.
You do look like one.
I had a friend once tell me he used to be an agent for news, and talk about this for like a great insult, but doesn't sound like one at first. He said, "Man, you've got a great face for radio." I hate those moments online still. Like you say a joke and then like nobody says anything and you see one thumbs up in the black void. All right. I'm still letting people in. So until I get a break in the action here, we'll let that be good. Thanks for the soundtrack, Javier. Who we're listening to this morning? Oh man, I get to put it on mute. I was just enjoying the music.
I accidentally didn't mute myself.
Who was the artist? Put it in the chat.
Oh, it's Lil TJ.
Okay. I told you I'm looking for music for the journal topic. So if you ever want to give me your suggestions, Zoe was kind of our guest DJ once in a while last semester. And Zoe, if you have any more, I'm interested in those too. All right, we're at 10:33. I'm getting antsy. Let's do our minutes of mindfulness. And what did I put on the blog for this morning? I am going to skate over there really quickly to refresh my memory. And for our minutes of mindfulness, I said, oh, this was one. Close your eyes and watch the light show on the backs of your eyelids. So super unfocused this morning. And as always, you have a choice to think or not. I'm going to put on my timer for 2 minutes. For me personally, I'm going to take the opportunity to not think and let my thoughts float right on by. Your mileage may vary. Our 2 minutes begins right now. All right. Let's see, we got some more people in the waiting room. And let's kick over into our journal. The topic for the day: I'm wondering if anyone has ever had the experience of writing something just brilliant on the first try. I'm curious to know, in general, how many times you proofread something or edit a piece before you're confident enough to share it with readers. Now, I've written books. I used to write for the Los Angeles Times. I write a blog online. I write multiple blogs online, but I'm always finding things that I can just tweak a little bit, just improve here or there. And I didn't used to be that way. In high school, I was like one and done. And the reason that I included music by Mozart was because Mozart was famous for exactly that. He would just write one draft and then it would be just like awesome. But that doesn't necessarily indicate genius. It's one kind of genius. It's certainly impressive. I mean, who among us wouldn't love to just be able to do that, walk up to the plate and hit a home run every single time? But I'm sure you've all heard of Beethoven as well. Yeah. Does anybody
Yep.
know anything by Beethoven? Was that Gabby?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know anything about his composing?
He was deaf or blind. I'm sorry, I don't know. One of those two.
That's okay. You're right. He went deaf during his career.
Yeah, and he like composed many songs like that are like so popular like now.
Yeah, like dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he worked at the opposite end of the spectrum from Mozart. Beethoven would write a draft and then he would just murder that thing and shape it and fix it and tweak it in ways that only he could see or hear. He would write like 100 drafts of something. And I think over the course of my life, I went from wanting to be Mozart, which I really enjoyed when I was young, because it was always like, oh my God, that's so great. And then I realized as I got older, no, it's not. It could be better. And it could be still better. And I went from wanting to be Mozart now to being much more like Beethoven. Now I go back in and I tweak and I little nip here and a little tuck there. And some of you have had the experience with me when we've edited your work, where just adding a word here or just taking a sentence out there, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's like Michelangelo carving the marble and revealing the statue of David. So what I'm really curious about isn't whether or not you agree with Mozart or agree with Beethoven or even just a hopeless teacher like me. It's how do you work best? And I'm wondering if you can reflect on that a little bit to describe an example of your working process, what went well, what could be helpful to you next time, et cetera. And while we're doing that, for inspiration, I will play something by Mozart. Before I go away from the screen, does anybody have any questions about the topic? Okay, in that case, I'm going to highlight this because I didn't select it on my music so far. I'm going to stop my screen share, but you all know where to find this, and I'll put it in the chat just in case. And let's get to our journals. We'll take about 10 minutes on this. As always, if that topic didn't somehow do it for you, then you are welcome to choose your own. And pasted the wrong thing here. For real are your tunes. Okay, that's 30 seconds of his quintet movement number 2. Now I'm going to give us 30 seconds of movement number 1. I'm going to ask you which one you want to write to. Okay, the first one that I played or the second one that I played? I'll take literally the first person who speaks up.
We couldn't hear any of them.
What?
Too low.
Too low? All right, tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to switch my mic preferences since I'm playing with a new microphone today. I'm thinking that probably was it. All right, try it now. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this was the first one. And this is the second one. That. This is the second one. Come on, Mozart. This is where I almost say, oh, the heck with it. I'm going to play this one. All right, here we go. You just get that first note. Which one do you want to hear?
The second.
This one? Here you go. All right, for real. I'm going to leave you alone. Let's write. All right, on that happy note, does anyone need more time on the journal? Happy to give you another minute to finish up if you're mid-thought. All right, hearing no one pipe up, then let's head back to the course blog. Welcome to our peer-to-peer treasure hunt. Now, almost all of you sent me an email. And in that email, you mentioned one idiosyncratic topic that we might not know about you unless you spoke to it. I made a list of those topics and I misplaced a couple of them. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Well, we're just going to go with the ones we have. So we don't have topics for everybody, but we have them for most people, which actually makes us a little bit more interesting. Your job is going to be to match the correct person with the idea. So, oh, I got to publish that post. So we actually have less than 5 of you represented in this, but that makes life more interesting. In fact, it gives us the opportunity for a redo later on with other people. But here's how this works. If you are the first person to comment to this post with a numbered list that matches all the right people to the following clues, you win. So all you need to do is go to this post, open up the comments, put one with whoever's name, Joe, because we don't have one of them, and go on down the list and match the person with these ideas, and you're welcome to do it. So for the purpose, I'm going to open a few breakout rooms. You can also direct chat with, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave everybody here. You can chat with everyone. You can chat with individuals and ask questions. But the idea here is to introduce yourself, get to know somebody in the process, blow up the chat, which I won't see because it's just person to person, and see if you can be the first person to match up the facts with the people. Does anybody have any questions? Ready, set, go. And you feel free to talk out loud over people too.
Wait, so only 4 of us or like 5 of us turned this in?
Well, by the time I posted this last night, I had gotten 5 with these facts. So that's all I had. That's why I'm like, well, I was going to delay this, but then I kept delaying it. And now I don't want to delay it anymore because I want us to have an opportunity to get to know some people. And for the people who haven't provided these, I will consider doing a redo of this later on in the semester, because we're probably going to get some more new people as we go.
Wait, so everybody who answered these is in the classroom, right? So no
Yes.
one's absent?
I-
Okay.
Yes.
Can we ask like who participated or
You can ask anybody anything.
okay? Dia wasn't even here, huh? So did he not participate?
I guess not.
Oh, he's not here.
Ask Jesus. He knows.
You know, one of these
Not here.
one of these is his.
Oh,
I bet you I know which one.
I will give you that.
Mr. Preston, I need you to call Dial and give him detention. He's not here.
Well, if I actually have to wear myself out after making this 2 hours later this semester and call him, it's not going to be detention. So, yeah. Hopefully he's all right. That's always my first go-to. But between all of us, get him on here.
Did you participate, Jitzel?
No. Oh man, I was
Okay,
totally
thank you.
counting on that. Jesus, did you participate?
No, I was kidding. Yeah.
You did?
Why are you surprised?
I'm just surprised you got something turned in.
Oh,
Oh, oh, wow. See how it is. How it is. Zoe, I know you got to be number 5. I know you have fear of ocean.
No,
4.
no.
Who in here is into tattoos?
Ooh,
I think they're cool.
Then you have the piercings. No, it was
I
red.
got my first tattoo when I was 15.
Salvador, you have the piercings, right?
Isn't that like illegal?
Wait, hold up. What is this?
No, it is not illegal if your parents allow it.
True. My friend has like 2 tattoos already.
Wait, so are you asking if I participated?
Salvador, do you have 3 piercings?
No, I don't have any piercings.
That's piercing.
Carolina, did you participate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Preston, you got 3 piercings? I didn't know about.
sorry, Jesus. My Zoom connection said that somebody was speaking nonsense. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, do you have 3 piercings?
That's
You
weird.
just
It's
made a
still-
joke that was funny. Laugh.
Okay, I'm actually adding a couple.
Zoe, did you participate?
Yes, I did.
We are you number 1?
No.
So number 3?
No.
Zoe, you're number 2.
No.
No?
She's number 3. Didn't you guys hear the way she laughed?
Wow.
Mr. Preston, I'm gonna make you a beat.
Awesome.
All right.
Are you adding more?
Yes.
We haven't even got
Because I
the
just-
5 yet.
Well, I just got more email. Oh, I'm about to publish it. I'm not going to do it in private. Hang on one second though.
Who's afraid of getting a vaccine?
I'm not afraid of that.
Carolina, do you
Just
have
choose
3
not to.
piercings?
Okay, there's a couple more on there now.
Yeah, does that mean I have to refresh my page?
Oh no, it's like a whole click.
There's 7?
Yep. We're still short, but it's better.
It's better now. Salvador, you're number 7. 100% has to be.
Nah, I actually have never traveled outside of California, even though I was born in Hawaii.
7.
7.
All right, so I'm gonna have to mute my mic, guys.
If they get something accurate, we got to fess up. Otherwise, this is never going to work.
All right, so yeah, guys. Hey, guys, I'm the music guy.
We've known you for like a week. We could figure that out easy.
Yeah.
Well, it was good timing too, because he literally just said he was gonna make me a beat, and then I published that, so that was good.
Well, because we have a Instagram.
Hey, you guys are really quick for like the average 5th grade class. It's 11:02. I'm gonna give this until 11:10, and then we're gonna see who's got the most.
Don't
What
put us on
did
a
you say?
time frame. Gets me
5th
anxious.
grade, sir.
Yeah, if this was 5th grade, I would be super impressed.
You listen. You try. Nah, this it's not fair with
I
you.
am smarter than a 5th grader.
Thank goodness.
I
Hopefully.
try.
This is hard.
Naomi, did you also participate?
Oh, Naomi, can you hear us? Okay, I've had a request for the link to the post with the comments, so I know you can find it on the blog, but I'm also going to put it in the chat.
Zoe, are you actually on here?
What do you mean?
You is something on here yours? I literally asked you like everything.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, I'm on here.
Does Giselle have the piercing?
Who?
Giselle.
Giselle? I don't know.
Yeah, but I only have 2.
It's just, is there something you're not telling us? You got 3 piercings?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
As far as I know.
Oh.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
McDonald's.
Ah,
It's the closest one near me.
I brought up my daughter to be a very loving person, but there's one thing that she hates, and I'm kind of proud of it, and that's McDonald's.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because true story, her mother took her when she was little, like 3, and it made her sick. And then I said, well, no wonder, it's not real food. And I showed her a couple of videos. Like, have you ever seen that video of the hamburger that got lost underneath the couch for months and did not get moldy? That's disgusting.
Ew, I didn't know
Ew.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if I do,
It lasts for years. McDonald's, there's a video out there of
yeah,
a guy that has it in a capsule, and it's been like hella years. The wrappers are gone, but the burger is pristine and the fries are pristine.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
if I do one thing in this course, and if that's all I do, and if I just save you from killing yourself with McDonald's, I'll feel like something went right. All right, it's 11:06. I hope somebody's
I'm right by a Wendy's.
Who else participated? Oh wait, Dial. I forgot about him.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you get them all right, except for the one that Dial didn't admit to, I'll count it as a win anyway.
Okay.
In fact, I'll just give away Dial's. Dial's is number 3.
I already said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm
Is
sorry.
it number 3?
I didn't hear you.
I thought that was crazy.
Wow.
That's good. So you know him pretty well.
What the heck? I can't post this?
what time do we have to finish? Or is it like whoever comments first and gets?
It's whoever comments first, unless we get to 11:10. If we get to 11:10 and we're still not finished, then I'm going to tell you to keep your notes. I'm going to bug the rest of the people who didn't send me that email yet. I'm going to add theirs in, and then we'll do it. And by the way, Gabby, I loved your comments on the days of the week. So I forgot what was it, Tasty Tuesday or Tasty Thursday and what?
So it's Mysterious Monday and Tasty Thursday.
Right. So maybe on the next Mysterious Monday, we'll give this another go.
Yeah.
Oh no, sounds scary.
Nah, we got enough things in life to scare us. The Open Source Learning Academy should not be one of them. All right, this is your 3-minute warning.
I had a question.
Sure.
Dr. Preston, I think that I sent you the email last week.
Oh, let me just double check. And you sent it to the OSL.academy email?
Yeah.
You might just be lost. I mean, you're a very popular man when it comes to emails.
I beg your pardon. Giselle, the only email I see from you is the Dojo It email. So if you can resend that, I'll definitely include it. I'm sorry I didn't get it.
Okay.
I was surprised she didn't send hers. I was like, for sure, she was one of the people participating.
I know, she's on top of everything too. And I don't doubt that you sent it, Giselle, so I'm not sure what happened there, sorry. I'm still gonna call this out because it feels so natural now, but we've only been working together for a short time. And life gets a whole lot better when we operate from a place of trust. It's nice that, you know, a teacher or a student we can assume that we're doing the right things and that there's a answer for or an explanation for why something didn't happen the way we expected. Now, obviously, if that creates a pattern, that's a different conversation. But in a minute, I'm going to be talking about your posts and your whiteboards, and we're going to use the rest of today as a working session for very specific reasons. But first, does anybody have it yet?
I commented. I don't know if it's. Wait, can't everyone see when I comment so they're gonna know? Like.
Yes. Let's see. Haha.
But I commented too. Oh my gosh.
Oh, check it out. So Gabby's at 11:08, but Zoe came in at 11:07. Let's see. Jesus. Okay. So who was number 2? Number 2.
Gabby was number 4. I still thought that's Carolina.
I don't know yet. Who's got the 3 piercings?
Me.
Carolina,
Oh,
get
Carolina.
I won. What?
So go ahead and post it, Carolina. I just saw your chat. So let's go down the list. So we're going to start with Gabby. Number 1, is that you, Jesus?
No,
It's not? You
it is.
mentiroso.
I heard you
You're the
scared
only
me.
one of us that drives.
Okay, number 2 is Carolina. Number 3 we said was Diel. Number 4, I hope that Gabby knows who Gabby answered, so that's right.
Yeah.
Number 5, is that you, Zoe? Number
Yeah.
5? Okay, number 6, is that you, Naomi?
No, I love traveling. That was so wrong.
Okay,
No.
we still
Yeah.
in the mix. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna suspend the treasure hunt. Gabby, you were almost correct with everybody, but we got down to number 6, and that was not Naomi's. So basically, the prize is still out there for all of you to claim. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to reopen that email and my request, and I'll put up another post on the blog that says, hey, if you haven't sent me your email, please do. And if my email is acting fussy or the internet gremlins caught your email and I haven't gotten it from you yet, I think what I'll do is I'll put up a list of all the people that I've gotten that email from, and I'll put it in a random order. And if you don't see your name there, just say, hey, what's up? And let's figure that out. And I'll do that later today. So that brings us to what I was going to mention about today's agenda. Originally, I had in my mind that we'd be going over questions and answers on chapter 2 and that we would read chapter 3. Now, I still want to go over questions and answers on chapter 2 so that if there's anything that you read after we left each other yesterday that I can speak to that. Even though we don't have the sort of pressure that you're used to from the classroom days when somebody would hammer you over the head and say, hey, you didn't get the points for turning in that assignment, it is still really important. In some ways, it's even more important that we keep our agreements. So if you forgot to read the rest of chapter 2 yesterday and put up that post, first of all, we can all see that. And second of all, it's going to start hurting us on our schedule, because basically you're not going to know what you need to know to move on with the tribe. And, you know, when Eskimos or nomadic cultures or even herds of animals that stay together, when someone doesn't keep up with the tribe, they get left in the wild to die. That's a terrible image, but that's almost how I see the academy time that we spend together, because on one hand, our vibe, our mood is very relaxed. And I like that because it helps people learn better. But it's almost like there's a moment where we have to ratchet up our game a little bit to do our best. I don't want to tip it into huge stress. I don't want it to be like finals week around here all the time. But I'll tell you why I'm saying this. If I go on the member blogs right now, and I'm just going to go in alphabetical order one by one, I see one post here. I don't see any mental or physical fitness. I don't see chapters 1 or 2 from Time for Success. I go to the next one. I go, cool, some mental and physical fitness, but this is from a week ago. And I really need to help this person set up pages. And I don't see anything for Time for Success. I go to this person and I go, first of all, Rafa, that's awesome. Nice job on posting your journal. And I don't see the rest of what we were just talking about. Ooh, I'm having the time of my life. I lied. So Rafa's got the first chapter, but no chapter 2 from yesterday. So basically, when I went through all of these and I didn't see chapter 2 from yesterday, my thinking was, uh-oh. I mean, if one person doesn't do it, all right. Again, we got chapter 1, but no chapter 2. If one person doesn't do it, I think to myself, well, okay, then something I said didn't get through somewhere. If everybody didn't do it, I'm thinking, was I unclear about my expectations, or were we unclear about the agreement that we made? I'm a little curious from you, what happened with that? Because I can see from yesterday's journal, I'm sorry, from yesterday's agenda, write a response to chapter 2, title, TFS chapter 2, in which you, A, recap any ideas you think are worth considering and or remembering, and B, ask any questions that came to mind as you finish reading the chapter. So I know it was there. What happened? Help me understand.
I didn't have the time to read it. I had a few personal problems going on, so I wasn't exactly able to get to it.
Okay. And I'm just going to say this publicly in front of everyone, that I know that your family is going through it right now, and we had already talked about that. So that makes perfect sense. The only thing that I would ask, Zoe, is that you send me a message and let me know, so that if anybody else, say from Delta or the district, looks in and sees that I can say, oh yeah, we talked. She's going through a family situation right now, and I know she's good for it. Is that fair?
Yeah, I was just busy and I forgot to.
Okay. And you know how this sounds, right? I mean, I don't want to share your situation with everybody publicly, but knowing that specific situation, well, that does make things different. At the same time, when other people hear us say, oh, well, I was busy and I forgot, I'm just going to be blunt with everyone and say, that's not good enough. We have to be better than that. And I say that for 2 reasons. One reason is all the reasons I talked about yesterday, everything with meetings and making agreements. This is who I am. I will always show up unless I am literally trapped under something heavy or in the hospital, because that's a commitment that I take very seriously. But even if we are different in terms of our personalities, I want us to understand something. There are people who look at the work that we're doing and don't understand it because they're used to a school day that exists in the old traditions: bells, assignments, points, textbooks. And when they look at us and we're like doing stuff on whiteboards, or we're brainstorming, or we're talking about this stuff, or we've got websites, everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people, unfortunately, just automatically make the worst assumption. Oh, well, Preston's not really doing whatever. They're not really doing the work. That's not rigorous. That's not whatever. So we can't afford to be just as good as everybody else. We have to be better. Now, we only meet 90 minutes a day. And for most of you, that means that you need to start thinking about your time, which is why we're talking about your time. We need to start making those structures and those routines. Now, I can map out a day for you, but I know that everybody here has family obligations, sometimes work, sometimes situations like what Zoe's family is dealing with right now, which is, everything, our lives are all the same. Sometimes life happens to us. But we've got to communicate and we've got to keep our commitments. All right. So commitment number one was that you all were going to finish reading that chapter and post a response. Now, I'm not being critical of anybody's blog yet. I'm not being critical of anything other than we made an agreement and it didn't get kept. So if there's something that I can do better in order to support us keeping our agreements, I'm totally down. All you have to do is ask. If there's a unique situation that crops up and you had good intentions, but you literally can't for some reason, all I'm asking is that you communicate. And then for the rest of us, we just need to develop some better habits around this, because I don't want to get to the point, like in the next couple of weeks, where you're looking at a mountain of stuff that you should have had and don't, and then you feel like all that familiar anxiety and other stuff that comes up. All right. Giselle, I got your message. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I totally get it. Is there anybody who's got questions for me, or is there anything that people need me to know at this point?
Yeah, I have a question for the chapter 2. It's like one of the quotes all the way at the bottom.
Sure.
So it was by Benjamin Franklin, and I think it was by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Like, what? I don't understand that one.
Yeah. So a lot of people, and I'm going to see if I can put this up on the screen for us. A lot of people will go into a situation and they'll say, no, it's okay, I can wing it. And you said it was at the bottom of the chapter, Jesus?
Yeah, like at the very bottom, pretty sure.
All right. Oh, and actually, there's some really good stuff that I was looking forward to talking with you about here. So I want to get to that too. But this Benjamin Franklin quote, you're right, is like the last words of the chapter. Most of us, I'm going to make an assumption. I'm going to imagine a scenario, and you can correct me. Any one of you can correct me if I'm wrong. But in this scenario, a teacher says, hey, here's an important idea that you should consider. And almost right away, something happens in a student's brain that says, that's not what I wanted to think about right now. So, I'm not gonna. I might look like I'm thinking about it, but I'm not really. And maybe if I take this further, I can easily imagine how people might hear some of this stuff about time and say, what, man, I already use my time the way I use my time. Is he going to teach me how to breathe? So maybe I'll just go through my day the way I go through my day. I'll put up a blog post here and there because I want credit. I want this to be easy for me to show that I'm making progress and getting my units, and I don't want to go to campus. But I'm just going to do that. This quote is for those people. in the same way that some people don't like making a rough draft, right? Some people want to do it like Mozart. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Now, nobody says, oh, I'm going to prepare to fail today. Nobody says, I want to not succeed. But what Franklin was saying is that if I leave out those foundational steps, like when you're repairing a transmission or a carburetor, if I skip steps, bad things happen, right? If I put a bolt on top of the engine and it rolls into the manifold, what's going to happen?
It's gonna become ping pong,
And then,
you gotta take out apart the whole motor just to get that one bolt.
right. And a lot of people can't learn that the easy way. You can tell them, you can say, you know what, you've got to prepare your workstation. You've got to put things in a certain place. And they might look at you and go, man, it's right here. It's where I'm going to need it. But by not preparing, they're actually setting themselves up for a much harder job, and maybe even a job that's going to fail altogether. Does that quote make more sense?
Yeah, it does.
A lot of chefs actually, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right, so I'm actually going to look this up while we're looking at my screen. There's a concept in cooking called mise en place. And I don't speak French. So Giselle, you speak French, don't you?
Just the basics.
Okay. So is this, so it looks like mise en place. Is that how you would pronounce this in French?
Mise en place.
Mise en place.
Because we don't say the S, or that's what my French teacher told me. I'm not sure if I'm correct.
No, that's great. Thank you, because I really didn't know how to pronounce that. And I think I've been pronouncing it wrong all this time. So thanks. So if you look at the pictures over here, this is a restaurant and you go, yeah, okay, I get that. But this is a home kitchen. And you think, well, why would the chef put all that stuff out? Why would my mom just put all that stuff out before she needs it? Well, Gabby, as you can tell us from your adventures last semester, timing is everything when you're cooking, right? Or baking.
Yeah.
So the last thing you want to do when you're right in the middle of steps is go, oh yeah, I forgot to get that out. Now you got to run to the pantry or the fridge. Now you got to take stuff out. You got to measure it. And by that time, the chemistry of what you were doing is different than if you would have had it ready to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this goes to what Franklin was saying, Jesus. If you don't prepare, you're setting yourself up for a result that's not going to be as successful as if you did prepare. I used a lot of words and a lot of examples, but I wanted to make sure we got it. Does that help? Jesus, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that help?
Yeah, a bit better now.
Okay. So I'm wondering, while we're on the topic, does anybody else have questions about the chapter?
I was wrong about how you pronounce it.
Oh, how do you pronounce it?
It's mise le place.
Ah, I got it right after all.
Yeah, it was correct. Sorry about that.
That's totally fine. I don't know if you noticed this, but I want to model this for everybody. I take as much joy in being wrong as I do in being right, because it's not about my ego. It's about learning the right way to do something. And if Giselle had information that was going to help me do it better, I'm all about that. But in this case, it makes me feel a little bit better because I was thinking about how many people did I embarrass myself in front of.
Yeah, my friend, she knows more French because in her school they do like higher French. They actually have like a French teacher, so she knows more. So I asked her, and she sent me like a voice message. So yeah, you were correct.
Oh, cool. Well, it's always good to have a friend like that. In fact, I think on the blog, I just posted about this, that we learn better with other people. And that's part of the reason why. Didn't I just post about this yesterday? Look, that was yesterday's post. And then you just demonstrated the concept. I love that. The reason that I'm calling things out as they happen is because we are learning in a different environment. And it's easy to have the illusion that because we're not in rows in a classroom, that this isn't that thing. Well, I suppose that phrase is true. This isn't that thing. This thing, if we really engage with it, is going to give us more opportunity to learn more things more effectively and remember them better. And so, Giselle, you gave us a golden moment around that. Thank you. And Jesus, you started all this with that question. So thank you for that. Jesus, I know you're going to have to leave in a minute, so do your thing. But I'm wondering, while we're on this chapter, is there anything else in here that people have questions about? Or if we're being honest with each other, do you want some more time to review and then write about so that we can discuss it tomorrow?
Could we get more time?
Absolutely. And in saying yes, the way I receive this is that we are now, all of us, unless somebody speaks up and says different, we are making an agreement that by the time we get together at 10:30 tomorrow, everyone is going to have finished reading this entire chapter and post something about it on your blogs. Can we have that understanding?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if people don't say yes, I'm going to assume yes, and I'm telling you that straight up. So is there anyone, because this is like speak now or forever hold your peace, because we have to build on this and move forward the rest of the week. Is there anybody who's got an issue with that or who can't do it? Okay. Now, the old-fashioned teacher in me is like, this is the place where, I don't know, maybe a quiz or an exercise might be a fun thing to do tomorrow just to make sure. I don't want to do that. What I do want to do is review everyone's blogs and see your posts and work off of your questions and ideas to make that happen. Can we just have a level of trust that says I'll be able to do that with you tomorrow? Okay, I see some thumbs up. Thank you for that. Now, before you leave, I do want to make one other comment. I haven't gotten a whole lot of meeting requests for this week. And today's Tuesday, so we got like 2 days left because Friday afternoon is when I'm booked for faculty meetings after the noon slot. So if you haven't yet grabbed a time, please go on Calendly. And when
I checked for tomorrow and Thursday, I already have my appointments. I don't know if I showed up.
Fantastic. And I'm not saying it was just you, Jesus. I'm saying just the people in general. I just want to remind everybody how to do this. And obviously you got it down, but hit this tab, which takes you to this page, hit a day, book a time. All you got to do is confirm it, and that will book me. It'll create a Zoom call. It'll put it on my calendar, and we're good to go. So it's pretty simple, but I want to make sure that we're able to do that because I'm looking at some of your whiteboards and some of them are kicking. I love some of the ideas that you've come up with so far. Carolina and me had a great meeting this morning. I just said Carolina and me. I should have said Carolina and I had a great meeting this morning. But some of you don't have anything there yet, and I want to make sure that we're making the kind of progress everywhere we need to, and that includes, if you're newer, helping you with your blog so that going into the next couple of weeks, you're not constantly feel like you're playing catch up. I want you to be like caught up to a moment and then say, okay, we got this. And then we move on together from there. Any questions about that part? All right, here's how I'd like to use the next half an hour. If you are a person who needs any help with your blogs, any help with email, any help with the technical parts of the course or ramping up, you can hang out in the main session and stay with me. If you're a person who wants to study quietly, you can find a breakout room and do that. If you are a person who wants to compare notes or read with a group, and think about the chapters together, you are welcome to do that. I am going to set up 4 breakout rooms and let the participants choose the room. So you have some choices about where you want to be and what you want to do. But make no mistake, coming out of today, your mental and physical fitnesses, those posts should be updated. Your blogs should be up
Is
and
he
running.
glitching out for you guys too, or is it just me?
Can you hear me, Zoe? Zoe, can you hear me now? Well, I'm going to set up the breakout rooms and you're welcome to do the work, but make sure that Time for Success Chapter 2 is posted. If you need any help, send me a text if you can't hear me, or if I can't hear you. Let's get to it. Hey, Martin, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just fine.
Okay, good. Sorry, I've rewired everything, and
Oh, geez.
this is my first test, so thank you.
All right. Well, so far so good. I just opened some breakout rooms because people need to get some work done, and the learner that I mentioned to you isn't here with us today. So there's nothing immediate in terms of need. I just didn't have the wherewithal to matrix you and let you know.
It's fine. I'm glad I'm here. So
Okay.
and also I understand there was a problem earlier, which perhaps with you and the access to the Sogo a little bit. Was it?
Yeah, I don't know what was happening.
Well, there may be some resource constraints on the server, so I just want to say thanks for putting that note there. I've addressed it, so there's adjustment to the system to make sure it runs quicker, I think.
Okay. Is there anything that you need me to do on my end?
No, I don't need that. We have other stuff to do at a different point, but I can usefully be deployed elsewhere if there's nothing immediate right now.
Okay. Okay. I have some all-stars in the main session, and I'm wondering if there's any specific requests or what I can do to help. Because I know that Garrett, we're getting started on your blog, Diego and Javier and Salvador, each of your blogs are sort of at different stages. Gabby, since she's here, is a fantastic resource because if you look at her blog, everything's dialed. But who would like to start and what can I do to help? Hello. I have this nightmare that everyone just wandered off for a sandwich. Is anyone hearing me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. The one person whose blog is already taken care of and doesn't need my help. Or do you need anything, Gabby?
No, I think I'm doing well. Thank you, though.
Yeah. Okay. Garrett, what are you working on these days?
I'll start tracking down my health and fitness.
Okay. Now, when I look at your blog, I am. Oh, geez. You know what? You sent me your blog address again, didn't you?
I think I didn't. Hold on.
Can you just put it in the chat?
Yeah.
And Javier, can you also send me your blog URL? Garrett, are you able to figure out where to go and how to do that, or do you want me to share a screen and show you?
Might help.
Okay. Rule number one of working with me, don't be shy, be greedy. So if I go to my dashboard here, do you see where my cursor is along this left menu?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go all the way down to the bottom and I click on view blog, then it shows me my blog the way that everybody else would see it. And that's the URL that you want. So highlight that, copy it, and just paste it into the chat. Javier, can you hear me? Javier. Sal, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. So on your blog, I'm looking at, you've done a lot of good stuff so far. Well, you've done some good stuff so far. And what I'm going to suggest for you, you know how we've been talking about mental fitness and physical fitness?
Yeah.
Do you know how to create a page?
I think I already did.
Let's make sure we're talking about the same thing. So when I look at your blog, I'm looking at this section here. This is where the posts go. And this is a great first post. But if you look at, say, for example, Gabby's blog, she's got the sections with her posts like you do down here. But then she's also got these things here. And if you notice, this is kind of like the course blog where these things don't go away no matter what else I scroll through. So like if I'm on posts and I'm scrolling down through these guys, this always stays here. So the way to do this, you know how to do a new post, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So go to pages on your dashboard. And in the same way that you set up a new post, you're going to set up a new page. Do one for mental fitness and do one for physical fitness. And let's see if it works. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Garrett, talk to me. Where are you getting hung up? I don't see your URL yet.
I sent you a URL.
Oh, in the chat?
Yeah.
I hate to say it this way, but oh yeah, you did. I was about to say nuh-uh. Okay, your blog looks pristine, and by pristine I mean neat, and I also mean like empty. How come? Uh-oh, I can barely hear you. Did your mic turn off?
No.
Oh, there you are. So how come there's nothing there yet?
Well, I just haven't been working on much. I'm actually pretty confused on what to put.
All right. So did you go on and book a meeting with me yet?
Not yet.
Can
No,
I?
about time.
Can I? That's okay. I'm not about fault or blame, hardly ever. But what I am about is like making the adjustments that will help you succeed. So it doesn't need to be tricky where I'm concerned. But I think right now is a perfect time to go on and schedule a meeting with me so that you and I have a dedicated half an hour and I can give you the help that you need.
Okay.
All right. So when you've done that, let me know and I'll make sure that it works on my end. Okay. Do you need help figuring out how to do that?
Probably, yeah, because I'm trying to go on the email. You sent
Okay.
me.
So if you go to, actually, I'll just put in the exact URL for you. Do you see it, the Calendly link?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and click on that and pick a time that works for you. And it looks like there's availability tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. I would do it tomorrow if you have time. Just because that way it'll give you a head start on the week. Diego, you with me?
Yeah.
Awesome. What are you working on? Diego, I don't know if you could hear me. What are you working on?
Physical fitness.
Awesome. Let me know if you need any help, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to try this again. Javier, Senor Vasquez, can you hear me? All right, you're on my witnesses. Javier is AWOL or his machine isn't working. So I'm going to try and ping him. But if anybody has his other channels, bug him with me. All right, guys, I'm going to blast into a couple of the breakout rooms. I'll be right back.
Was considered late. It was 10 to 20 minutes behind schedule. This is significant because if the train was 1 to 9 minutes behind schedule, it was still considered on time. And I learned that I could arrive at the station at 9:05 and still catch the train at 9. I could still catch the 9 train. I missed 2 trains in Germany before I learned that a train is considered late if it is more than a minute behind schedule.
Hey, Dial and Naomi, just wanted to check in and see what you're working on and ask if you need any help or have any questions.
Right now I'm currently working on the whiteboard.
Awesome.
And, yeah, I don't got any questions, honestly.
Okay.
Naomi. Wait, what?
Oh, sorry, Naomi. What'd you say?
I think I'm good.
Okay. If either one of you needs anything, you know where to find me. And Dial, did you book a meeting with me yet?
No, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I was about to ask you to where can I book it? Now that just plain today, now I will.
Okay. And Naomi, you know where to find that too?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
All right, thank you too.
Okay, I'm closing the breakout room, so everybody's coming back. I'll make a couple of comments and then we will be adjourned for the day. Hey, everybody, welcome back. We are just at about the end of our time for today, so I just want to leave us with a couple of thoughts. Thought number 1, communicate. In fact, that could be thought 1, 2, and 3. If you're used to an environment where you're waiting for the teacher to recognize that you're not doing something and then to initiate and host that whole conversation, I understand. It's been a long time. People have been in school for a long time. The last year and a half has been bananas. But that's not us, and that's not this. Us, we are people who communicate and collaborate. That means we work together. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to take the risk. Ask the extra question. Send me the extra email. Book the extra meeting. Put something in the chat. You cannot make a mistake in the sense that every mistake or every question or every confusion will lead us to something better. So it's always going to be a good thing. Along that line, please, if you haven't scheduled your meeting with me yet, do that now. Please, if you haven't updated your whiteboard or posted the time for success chapters to your blog, get the basics done. I look forward to talking with each and every single one of you at some point this week. And if we haven't been able to book a meeting, if you go to book a meeting and you find there's no space on the calendar, send me a message. I'll work with you. Now, I hope everybody had a good day. I hope that it helped you catch up. I will be looking at your blogs this afternoon. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Does anybody have any comments or questions before we adjourn?
Nope.
Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Gabby, I'll see you in a few minutes, and I'll see everybody else either this afternoon or at 10:30 tomorrow. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. President.
See you.
Bye.
Javier, are you there? I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm going to send you an email to find out if you could, and if not, what happened. If you're there, take care. Bye.